Hi everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I wanted to sit down and discuss cream bronzers, namely because you guys have been asking me a lot about the Ere Perez Cacao bronzing pots, which I have been loving. Mentioned them in the What's New video, got a lot of feedback from you guys. And since there's only 2 shades, I thought that might be too quick of a video. So I wanted to share a variety of bronzer options of the cream variety that we do carry on the Integrity Botanicals website. I'm going to discuss texture, tone, who I think they might be best for, the finish of the products, like all of that good stuff. So let's start off with a classic. I mean, this one, if you have been with us for a while or just in the green beauty space, you know it, you probably love it. It is the RMS Buriti Bronzer. Now this one retails for $29. Inside you're getting 5.67 grams of product. So I'm going to be comparing the price point versus the amount of product that you get as well here in this video. This one is not a vegan option, though there will be a few that I'm going to share here today, again to help you narrow down your selection here. And it is described as having an ultra sheer buildable finish, which I would say is the case. But what I did want to mention is if you ever are looking just for some more full-on color, consider using a kabuki brush. I love this with the Buriti bronzer. It's going to build up that color a little bit more, just apply it a little bit more densely, but it does have movement in here so that you are able to distribute it. If you're a little bit more light-handed and nervous, get another synthetic hair brush. We have many. I'll put some options for you down below that are a little bit less densely packed, and it'll allow you to lay on the color a little bit more lightly, or you can even just go in with your fingers. I have the fake nails, so that doesn't usually work for me, but if you want to go in with a brush, highly recommend the RMS, and I will link that for you down below as well. But what's great about this is that it has a really nice creamy texture. The finish of this, I would say, is very glowing. So that's all of the RMS cream lineup, whether you're using their lip to cheeks or the bronzer. I find that it's always that skin-like finish is the focus, and that is the case with this. And what's great about this one is that the tone is very neutral. So I think if you have dry skin, you work well with coconut oil, buriti oil, of course, it's the namesake of the bronzer, then this is a great one to consider. Looks so skin-like when you use it, which I love. That tone works on a very wide variety of skin tones. Moving right along, I want to talk about the Elate Blush Balms. Now, yes, they are called blush balms. I've reviewed these, but I wanted to specifically talk about the shade Flare. And Flare, sorry, it's all in this palette, so the up close is going to be a little bit funny, but these have a very emollient texture, ultra creamy. The second your finger hits it, it is going to start blending, but when it's on the cheeks, it maintains that really glowing finish that's not slick once it's actually blended into the skin. So I don't want this pan to kind of fool you, though I do think this formulation's great for dry skin. It is also a vegan formula if that's something that you were looking for. The finish on this one is also glowing, and they retail for $25 with 5.4 grams product, so very comparable to your RMS. However, these come as refills and you will need to pop them into a palette, so that is something to consider with these. So with that glowing finish, this has more of a warm undertone. I think if you have more of a olivey yellow undertone, sometimes we like that warmth, but if you are looking to contour, not so much bronze, this is one that I would stray away from. But I do love that you could just kind of throw it in the palette, put a blush, they work great together. They are very easy to apply with the finger, just like bing, bang, boom. It's easy breezy. Nice pigment on these that is still blendable, but they do have that ultra creamy finish. So something to keep in mind, Elate Blush Balm in Flare. Now, for the one you've all been waiting for, the Ere Perez Cacao Bronzing Pots. These are a little bit more expensive at $38, but you were getting a ton of product in here. You were getting 7.5 grams, and we do have the luxury of the 2 different shades. Now, the texture of these is very different because it's a lot more moussey. Now, what I like about this is it is really the perfect amount of pigment to me. I usually just go right in with a brush. I'm wearing the darker shade today, though I've been using the lighter one, and we'll sort of touch base on that here in a moment. But the texture is amazing. They blend like a dream, and I do love that you have the selection here. The finish on these is incredibly skin-like, so they're not going to be as glowing as the Buriti Bronzer or the Elate. I think this is going to work on a very wide variety of skin types. And I did also want to say, if cream bronzers on their own aren't your thing, it's a great way to get your makeup to last longer. Apply that cream, put your usual powder bronzer over it, and lock it in. It's a great way to just get a little bit extra life out of your makeup, and then it looks really, really natural as well. So 2 shades. The first one is the one that I've been using the most frequently, but I did recently get a little bit of color. It's very warm down here in South Florida. The first shade is the shade Playa, and Playa is like a more warm leaning neutral, but it's not super warm. It's not orangey. I think cream bronzers have come such a long way. I feel like bronzers used to be, especially in the cream variety, just pull so warm. I don't know what that's all about, but that's not the case with this guy. This is pretty amazing. And again, that mousse-like texture is just like skin. It's gorgeous. If you have a light, fair, even complexion, you are going to love the shade Playa. And then we've got the shade Soul. And Soul is a true warm tone, but it's a lot richer of a shade. So if you have more of a medium complexion, I think that you are really going to enjoy this one. It is just, it's warm, but not crazy orange. Again, I'm wearing it today. I think once you blend it out, how natural these are is blowing me away. I am in love with this texture. I hope they release like blushes in this or something. I know they have their carrot color pots, but these have like a whipped nature to them that I think makes them not only very easy to use, look skin-like, and just work on a variety, again, of different skin types, which I appreciate. Great for layering. Then finally, I wanted to discuss the Fitglow Bronzed Glow Palette. I know that I recently just reviewed all of these palettes, so I'm gonna link that down below for you as well. But this is great value-wise because it's $48 for 4 shades. So you're getting 2 highlight tones, 2 bronzing tones. We're gonna focus on the bronzing tones today, of course. Each of these gets 4.5 grams worth of product. And then if you have the other cream palettes, which when you watch that video, you'll see the different options are, you can mix and match them. So if you have a bronzer that you particularly like and a highlighter you particularly like plus 2 blushes, you could go ahead and do that, which I think is great. The packaging's awesome. You get a nice big mirror in there as well. This is another vegan formulation, and very differently from the rest of these bronzers are quite pigmented. So this is where I maybe would go in with a sponge instead. That way it gets that really skin-like finish. But I love that you have that option to build it up. And I do also think that makes it more usable for a deeper complexion because it's just going to not totally blend in like the rest of them, almost like dissipate, and allowing them to be a lot more buildable. You are going to get full on color right away from these, which makes them great to use on the eyes. And I wouldn't use these shade on the lips, but if you wanted to do some contouring and stuff like that, it is safe to do so as well. So the texture on these is what I describe as a waxy creamy. So that usually sounds bad, but what I mean is you have to use warmth to get these to move around, which is nice. I think that's going to be a lot more appealing to those of you who have a more oily skin type because they are not going to feel like crazy creams. Then on the skin, their finish is a lot more demi-matte. So I think that's going to be appealing for that as well. You could see, I mean, I did a very up close videos for you guys showing you how these swatch and everything, just so you could really see the texture, but these have shown to have just a more demi-matte finish on the skin, looking incredibly skin-like, allowing you to do a bit more sculpting if that's what you want to do as well. So in here we get 2 different shades. There is Bronze Sand, which is the lighter of the 2 shades, and that is a true warm tone bronze. Those of you who want to look like you have been out in the sun, you want that color. I don't want to say orange, it's not orange, it's just a lot warmer of a tone, and you guys will see that as I'm swatching all of these colors, of course. And then finally, we've got Bronzed Earth. Bronzed Earth is a true deep dark neutral, which I love as well. A true neutral tone on a dark skin tone that is going to allow you to do a little bit more sculpting, but still allow you to get some warmth in your face as well. It is not like rid of any of that beautiful warm tone that we all are really looking for from bronzer. We just don't want it to be orangey. That's the secret. But I think all of these tone-wise do an amazing job. I think that there is a lot of different variety we have on the website as well. It just kind of depends on your flavor. If you need a more specific recommendation, please do not hesitate to leave me a comment down below. Happy to do that. And I did also include a swatch photo down below so you can see them all in relation to each other. There is none that are dupes of one another. They are all different, but still beautiful bronzers. It just depends on what you're looking for, your price point, how you like it set up, all of that stuff. So I'm gonna have all of that information for you down below. But if you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving a big thumbs up, subscribe. I do upload new videos here every single week and I don't want you guys to miss them. If you want me to compare different products on the website, pink blushes, maybe cream, because I have to get pretty specific to narrow it down, let me know. I am more than happy to do that. And then of course, questions, comments, concerns, fire off in that comment section down below. But while you're down there subscribing, please make sure to subscribe to our newsletter. We have a Refer a Friend program, as well as that swatch photo, direct links to every single product that I mentioned here today. That is all going to be listed for you down below so that you can shop them right here, right now. It's spring and summer, baby. Let's get our bronzer on. I love a cream one. And again, wearing the Ere Perez today. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the consistent love and support. And I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.